Rooting has been a big topic in the Android community. It's like jailbreaking for Android. But what exactly does rooting do, and what advantages can you get from it? Hey guys, Ozzy here from Tech Bloom, and today I'm going to be telling you 5 reasons why it's a good idea to root your Android device. So, the first thing on my list is complete control over your CPU. So if you go into your rooted device, you go to the Play Store and you get this app called CPU Master Free. It's by Antutu. You open it up, and what it does is it shows you these sort of sliders showing your max and minimum megahertz clock speed. So you can't actually make your CPU faster than what it was meant to be. You can only not go so dormant when you're not doing big stuff. So if I take the minimum megahertz here and slide it up, now it will always operate at 1900 megahertz, which is the max clock speed of this processor. And by the way, the Tab S has 2 quad-core processors because it's an octa-core chip. So if I put it up all the way up there, it will always perform at 1900 megahertz. Now that means anything from opening and closing apps to gaming. So that means everything your device, just the overall usage of the software will be much smoother and faster. Now if I take the max megahertz clock speed, I can take and slide that down, and now it will always perform at 250 megahertz, which is incredibly slow, by the way. Don't ever do that. No one could even comprehend how slow that is. But now you will get amazing battery life. Everything won't work as fast and smoothly, but it will get hours upon your battery life and extend your day by a lot. Another great reason to root your Android device is backups. With rooting, it gives your device access to absolutely everything. So there's an app in the Play Store, and it's called Titanium Backup. Now with Titanium Backup, it's a free app, you install it, you use it, you basically back up your entire Android system. So if you end up crashing your Android system playing with all the new things you can play with, having a rooted device now, and it bricks your device, you can go back to the backup and restore your system to a version where it was fine. So that's really nice, and you can't do that without root. Number 3 on our list is Wi-Fi passwords, and this has been especially useful for me. If you forget your Wi-Fi password, you can get an app like this. It's called Wi-Fi Password, but you go into the app, and what it does is it tells you, grant it super user permission, it tells you every single Wi-Fi network and its password, and you can't do that without root. Now, keep in mind this isn't a Wi-Fi password hacker, it just shows passwords of Wi-Fi connections already set in your device. So if you forget your password and you need to go into it again, or you need to connect a different device to your Wi-Fi and you don't remember the password, this device that's already connected to that Wi-Fi will tell you the password. You cannot hack a Wi-Fi connection you do not have the password to. It has to be already entered in here to show it. But it's really useful for if you forget your Wi-Fi password or anything like that. Number 4 on our list is uninstalling bloatware or pre-installed apps. So if you go to the Play Store and you search app uninstaller, you get all these different options. Whoops. You get all these different options, and all of them require root access, but the one I like to use is right here called App Master. That is not the one I clicked on. App Master, what it does is you can install it and it will bring up a list of your system apps. So say I went into smart switch, and I don't want that anymore. I think I never use it. I don't like it. I want it gone. You can do that now because you have a rooted device. If you get that App Master, you can uninstall those pre-installed apps that you don't use or don't ever want on there in the first place. So that's really nice. It frees up memory, it frees up RAM. It's just a really nice thing to do. So last but not least on my list, I have installing custom firmwares and custom kernels and flashing custom versions of Android onto your rooted device. Now I don't have an example of this because I happen to like TouchWiz and I don't want a stock Android on this, but some of you people don't really like TouchWiz. Let's face it, TouchWiz is janky, it's laggy. Not so much anymore with the S6 line, but TouchWiz has always gotten reaped on because of its lagginess and its occasional jankiness. So if you don't want TouchWiz anymore, you can go ahead and install CyanogenMod. And CyanogenMod is a stock version of Android for devices that weren't meant to have stock Android, like the Samsung Galaxy Tab S here. I'm not going to do it because I happen to like TouchWiz, but if you don't like those TouchWiz features and all those different things and you think it just slows the device down because it's just such a heavy UI on Android, you can uninstall TouchWiz and install CyanogenMod if you really want to, and that's just a plain old stock version of Android. Now some people like CyanogenMod because you can update CyanogenMod as frequently as you would Android with whatever you come with, whatever UI you happen to be running, whether it be TouchWiz or LG's UI or Sony's or whatever. You can update just like a Nexus can. 5.01 comes out. After KitKat, you can upgrade right away. Just flash the new CyanogenMod right to your device, and you have the new lollipop. Android M is coming out now, and I think there's already previews, developer previews in CyanogenMod of Android M that you can flash to your rooted device if you really want to. Now, rooting isn't always quite that wonderful. As with anything good, it comes with disadvantages, and the disadvantages, I'm sorry to say, are some big ones at that. If you are with a carrier, if your phone is registered with a carrier, which I assume it is, as most phones are to normal users, it voids the warranty that you have on your phone, if you have one. Rooting also, there's always the constant risk of bricking your device, and bricking your device just basically means crashing it. It's useless to you. You could either hard brick it or soft brick it. Hard bricking is when your screen simply doesn't turn on, phone doesn't power on, there's nothing wrong with the phone, hardware-wise, it's just, it doesn't turn on, and it's basically just like, well, a brick. The soft bricking is when your device gets stuck on upgrading firmware screens, or it's stuck in a boot loop, and a boot loop is when your device will keep booting over and over again. Stuff like that. There's always a risk of doing that in the process of rooting your Android. Successfully rooting is easy, but it was hard to figure out. So if you don't know how to do it, research a lot before you try it, because you might break your device, and if you're not careful, you're going to ruin it. So leave a comment on how I did in this video. Please give us some feedback. I know this is a new channel and everything, and we don't have a lot of videos, but please let us know how we did and how we can improve. Leave a like on that like button if you enjoyed. This is Ozzy from Tech Bloom. See you next time.